up with the inventories of everything. Again, unless you're really into it or you have a practical need for it, because you can always learn it. I mean, it doesn't take that long if you're, intelligent. Um, anyway, oh, so yeah, so I've satisfied my curiosity by and large about the material universe. Then only really left the things that science does not accept, and therefore, has not been able to make headway on for the last couple hundred years, which is awareness, consciousness, anything beyond the completely 100% material. And of course, what's funny is their current cutting edge theories, like quantum theory and whatnot, they've got it. I mean, again, what I'm going to say in the next little bit is pretty much right out of that stuff. It's just, as far as I'm aware, I seem to, my research partner and myself seem to have narrowed a lot of this stuff down to where, it all hangs together. And I don't know, it's sort of like there's a hundred zillion theories out there, but we basically we've got a set that seem to cover all the bases as far as we can tell anyway. So yeah, so on that side, anyway, so on the non-materialist side, on the mystic, spooky, occult side, I've again, pretty much satisfied my curiosity as far as I can go, and I'll say that because at this point, at this point, it's almost like the equivalent position in nuclear physics would be enough to the next step would be you actually have to get some highly radioactive material and build a reactor or do dangerous experimentation. That's basically the same level I'm at on that side, and it's just not worth the really the I have no real need to go further on that level. So so that's that's kind of capped off really. So that kind of limits my interest a little bit because it's like you can't really go any further without talking to things from the outer beyond, or deciding to spend 20 years doing absolutely nothing else other than whatever bizarre activities are necessary for you to follow your particular thing. I mean, I'm just not that. It's like being a super dedicated martial artist. You know what I mean? I'm like an interested, talented amateur. I have no interest in being the hardcore, Bear Grylls, drinking my own piss guy. Yeah. Anyway. So that was only part of it, though. What else did I want to say? Yeah, and I've sort of stabilized my mundane existence. I mean, it's still. I actually need a little bit more money to be, completely stable. Though I still need to sell a few things, so that's fine. That'll work itself out, no problem. But at the same time, I don't know. It's weird. It's like basically I've 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 learned the things I wanted to learn. I've kind of learned my limitations and the limitations of the way things are. That kind of stuff. I've indulged in all kinds of things because there's really only there's there's two axi which are basically impeccability and indulgence, and I've indulged in all kinds of things to the point where I'm bored of them again because I'm a fast learner. So somebody like Homer Simpson can be content to just indulge in donuts forever, but I get to the point where I've memorized it. You know what I mean? Like I've indulged in something and I can literally replay it, and my nervous system basically doesn't get any charge out of it anymore. Which is kind of annoying. I'm forced to learn new things. Otherwise, I just become intolerably bored, and I'm kind of at that point. Again, this is probably why, again, I've been forced to do something slightly different in that I'm making this recording, you know? But, and that's really the point. That's the problem, actually. Or not, it's not a problem, really. Because I know I'm at the point where I really have to choose exactly what I want to do, with everything, with my existence. And I don't know, that should be an easy question, and it sort of is, but I don't know, it's just, it's difficult for some reason to I don't know, it's like shifting gears, I guess. That's the feeling. It's like I've got things kind of stable, you know, things are organized, though I'm still need to do more on that, of course, it just never ends. I'm just kind of worn down and I'm kind of tired right now. I'm just like, I'm tired. And I'm bored. Like I say, I don't, a lot of my usual avenues of entertainment and indulgence and whatnot, I don't have any money, so I can't really indulge in food and whatnot, even though, I don't know, I have a little bit, but if something's super on sale, I'll get it. I mean, I bought a box of ice cream bars, but they were like $3 instead of $6 for a 12. So they're 25 cents each instead of 50 cents each. And I'm like, that's a really good deal. That will actually, it is food still, and it's like that'll what I mean. That'll go for a long time. So that kind of mini indulgence. I don't know. I don't feel too bad about doing that. Considering most people probably spend more than my grocery bill just filling up their monstrous, trucks or whatever. But it's all relative. It's all relative. I'm still. I don't know. I have no real. That's the thing. Is I've achieved several of the things that theoretically you're supposed to achieve along certain paths that I esteem to some degree. Like I have, detachment, and I'm not bound by material things and so on. But I don't know. I used to have kind of dreams and goals and things, but I've realized, I did literally because they were unrealistic. And that's kind of the funny thing is I've kind of trained myself. I've been retraining myself lately to sort of get back in the tune of fantasy in the sense of I've gotten so used to expanding my mind with stuff that normal people consider as fantasy but actually isn't, that it's taken a while to retrain myself to kind of remember that real fantasy is like cartoons. It's like it's crazy. You know what I mean? It's not meant to be rational in any way. And once I got on that tune again, I was like, oh yes, I remember this. This is fun because it's not. You don't have to worry about it making sense. And I was like, Anyway, basically, my worldview is like many layers deeper than most people's worldview. I guess you could say they have a very. Well, that was the other cosmic arrogance thing. Yeah, I guess I'll say that. Yeah, this looks like this is going to be a three-parter. So whatever. Again, I'm gonna hit my groove. This is momentum. Momentum's an interesting thing because it applies to everything. Everything has momentum, in that it can be applied to any process like talking or movement or whatever. Energy gains momentum or loses momentum. Impulses. Anyway, cosmic arrogance. Oh yeah, that was it. Yeah, well, it's just again, I feel also again my dual theme. One's personal, one's sort of cosmic. Is again I feel alienated. Another thing is well, I don't get any extra energy. Most people get a lot of energy from normal society. They interact with their neighbors, they interact with their work people, and just everything. They're sort of plugged into things, and I'm not. And I don't mind that because, frankly, I don't like being plugged into things like that because human vibrations irritate me, basically. I've sort of realized that's a good way of summarizing it. I'm a bit like some alien entities in a way. They don't like human vibrations, and I actually don't like most human vibrations either. I like some, but most humans are so noisy and stupid and irrational, it bothers me to be around them. And I think it's, some entities feel the same way, which is probably why I'm a weirdo. But